Hi, Jeff here again from Comprehensive Driving Tuition. Hope you're well. Now this video is just going to talk a little bit about crossroads. Okay, crossroads are obviously a little bit more of a dangerous situation and a bit more going on than your average T-junction because you've got an extra road involved. Okay, now we have to think about who goes first and the priority, and you have to watch out for what other people do because it's a situation where you often get drivers flashing you or waving you across. Now if that does happen, then it may well be safe to go, and the highway code basically says that the other driver shouldn't be doing it because you should only use flashing of the headlights for warning other people that you're there, not to tell them what to do. And you should never wave people across the road because basically the rule of thumb is you never tell other drivers what to do, you always tell them what you intend to do, and then you wait until it's safe to do so. Okay, so it's important that every driver follows the rules of the road, okay, as opposed to making their rules up. But the trouble is at crossroads, because you sometimes get a lot of cars coming together from different directions, things can get a little bit more confusing with drivers and they're not quite sure who should go first. But the highway code does say quite categorically who gives way to who. And obviously we have to think about this, and we have to plan to do the correct thing, but you also have to plan to let's say improvise a little bit if some of the other drivers are flashing you or waving you across the road. So let's first of all think of you're on a main road and you're approaching a crossroads where obviously you're on the main road, so you have the priority. If obviously you're turning left, it's no problem, you can just go forward and turn left like a normal main road into side road. If you're going straight on, obviously you have the priority. So the problem comes when you're going to turn right from the main road into the side road. Now normally when you've done this at a T-junction, you've just given way to the cars coming towards you and you've waited for a safe gap, and then you've done your right turn, which you may have done in second gear or you may have done in first gear. Okay, but at a crossroads you might find that the car coming towards you also wants to do their right turn. Okay, so you're going forward wanting to turn right into your side road, they're coming towards you and wanting to turn right into their side road, which is obviously your left. So in that situation you've got to think, well, who goes first? Okay, now it can be quite a confusing situation, and you do have to watch what the other car is doing and how far away they are and how fast they're approaching the junction. And it kind of is, if it looks like you're gonna get there first, okay, then it's probably the case that you're going to be the one who turns first. But if it looks like they're going to get to the junction first, then it's better for you to slow down a little bit and then let them turn. Okay, now the other little thing you've got to watch for is that if the car coming towards you is signalling to do their right turn and you're approaching to do your right turn, if the road is quite wide, there may be a car behind the one coming towards you which can overtake or undertake that car on its left, and therefore it may not be safe for you to turn because you've got to wait for that car as well. So you do have quite a lot to look out for, and obviously on the lessons we will try and practice these situations many times as possible to experience as many different types of situations that could develop. Now let's think of the other situation where you're coming up to where the give-way lines are. And again, if you're going left at the end of the road like that, you've got to look right, you've got to look left, you've got to look right again, but you've also got to look ahead to see what they're doing, just in case they want to turn right across you, which of course they shouldn't do, but it does happen. So you're coming up to the end of the road, you're turning left at the crossroads, you should be able to just do your normal mirror signal manoeuvre, slow down, go to first, look right, left, right, and if it's safe, proceed, but also see what the cars are opposite are doing. And of course always watch out for pedestrians and cyclists. That should go without saying. Okay, so say you're coming up to the crossroads and it's the end of the road situation again, and you're following the road ahead. Again, if there's a car opposite doing their right turn, you actually have the priority. So when it's clear on the main road, you should be the one going first, and the one coming towards you who's doing his right turn should wait for you. Again, this doesn't always happen, and the driver opposite might try and beat you to it. Okay, some people think that because you've been waiting there and you got there first, then it should be you to go, but that's not the case. The case is that if you're going straight on and the car opposite is turning right, then you have the priority, because you're the driver going straight on. Okay, so then that lends itself to the situation where you're approaching the crossroads, you're coming up to the end of the road, and you want to turn right. And you look opposite and you see a car opposite who's also wanting to turn right. So you're both wanting to turn right. And if the road's not very big, then obviously there's not enough room for you both to turn right at the same time. So one of you's got to go first. And the question is, who goes first? Now this is the most likely situation where the driver opposite might flash you or wave you or indicate in some form that it's safe for you to go. If that happens, the best thing is to acknowledge it. Say, okay, thanks mate, thanks for letting me go, but I'm going to check right and left and make sure it's safe before I proceed. Okay, if you do it that way round, then you'll find that at least the other driver knows what you're thinking. He's seen that you've acknowledged his signal and that you're looking both ways and prepared to go. It's better to do that than it is to just proceed and then say thank you afterwards. It's the same as if you were given a present. Hopefully, if you're a normal human being, before you take the present, you say thank you and then you take the present, rather than grabbing the present and then saying thanks. Okay, so it's normal to say thank you first and then take the present, if you like. So when someone flashes you or waves you to go, acknowledge it by saying thanks and then see if it's safe, and if it is safe, then it's safe to proceed, hopefully. Okay, now if that doesn't happen and no one flashes you, which is what obviously should happen, that's the normal correct situation, you've then still got to think, well, who goes first? If you're turning right and they're turning right, who goes first? Well, the answer is, when you're looking right, left and right, okay, if there's a car coming from your right, okay, it's more likely that, and there's nothing on the left, then it's more likely the other guy will go first, because that you've got to wait for that car to go right the way past you before you can even think of moving out. But that car will go past him that slightly bit earlier, so that gives him the chance to pull in afterwards. Okay, so if you're at a crossroads, you're turning right, the guy opposite is turning right, and you look left and right, and there's a clear on the right, but there's cars coming down from the left, but it's still nothing on the right, then it's more likely that you'll be able to go out first. That's just the basics, okay? Obviously there might, when you look right, left and right, there might be a van in the way, you can't see very well, the driver opposite can see better than you. All sorts of things might be happening, and this is why we need to experience this situation many times before you've probably actually nailed it. Okay, now that might seem all a bit complicated, so please look in your highway code, read up on T-junctions and crossroads, which we'll be talking about now. Also look on my website and see what I've written about crossroads. But to be honest with you, the best way to learn these things is to get out there, let's talk our way through it, and make sure that you understand what is going on. Okay, following this video, I'm going to do some driving, and you can see on the next few videos examples of turning right at crossroads. Because generally speaking, going straight on and left is okay-ish, okay, a bit easier, but turning right is the more of the problem. Okay, so a bit of a long video this one, a lot of chat, a lot of things to think about, but do think about them, because a lot of accidents do happen at crossroads and you need to be careful and to make sure that you're using, as always, the mirror signal maneuver routine, and also the prepare, observe, go routine if you have to stop. Okay, so I hope that's helped, and I will see you on the next videos.